Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Newport Gulls pregame show. It's time for the front office report. Tom Vaccaro here alongside GM Chuck Pava. Chuck, congratulations on another 25-win season and once again being one of the better teams in the NECBL. How's it feel?
Well, it always feels good when your team has success, of course. 25 wins is a standard that kind of happened over time, and it became the standard at which we had each team try to reach that standard each year, and it was important to them, and it was important to this team as well. And they got to that magic number, and they were excited to get there, and I think they're ready to keep it rolling now.
Well, heading into the playoffs, of course, and Chuck, picking a team where you don't really get to see the guys before the season can always be hard. How much time did it take you to form this team, and how do you think it turned out for you?
Well, we started out with 30 roster players back in August and September. We had some changes throughout the spring, but the reality is before June comes, you got a pretty significant turnover. I probably lost at least 6 pitchers from the original roster, a couple position guys, but we refilled those positions pretty quick. And then you get to your season and you start losing guys for other reasons, like injuries, other things that might happen. So we look at our team, and we've lost 13 players since we started the season off our roster. So it's significant. So you never can plan for it. You just have to cut and weave and adjust with all these different changes that occur. Fortunately, we came up with some guys that we were able to find, like Paul Campbell, like Mike Corinne, like Sean Vincent, like we activated Nate Cahoon. And so those guys are adding some value to this club as we get into the stretch run of the playoffs.
Well, there's been some tremendous late signings, but how hard is it to find these guys down the stretch, especially with other teams looking as well? What's the process behind that?
It's just really difficult. I mean, two things. You got to get lucky and just keep making a lot of calls. If you get somebody that says, I've got a guy, you almost feel like you fell onto something pretty significant. So it's hard to. Like you said earlier, all the leagues are looking for guys. I understand the Cape Cod's looking for pitchers now, and I've gotten a call from the Coastal Plains League looking for pitchers. So yeah, it's happening everywhere, and it's happened to us, and the injury bug has bit us. So, but we've got enough here and a lot of character to finish.
I know you've been in the league a long time, obviously since the beginning, but in the Northern Division right now, there's a 4-way tie for that 4th playoff spot. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, not at all. Not 4 teams for the last spot. No, that's pretty unusual and probably never happen again for another 25 years. But it's going to be interesting. Somebody has to play 2 games up in that division today, then start tomorrow. So that's a tough situation to be in. We've been in situations before where the last week of the season we played 4 doubleheaders. And it taxed us a little bit, all 7-inning games pretty much. But we were fortunate this year that we were able to get those days off before the playoffs, and we're ready to go.
And Chuck, off day yesterday. Did you have a chance to talk to the guys? What did you tell them about playing in the postseason here in the NECBL, and what's it take to win here in the postseason?
Well, first we had that conversation on Friday after that last game when they got their 25th win, and now, fellas, the season's over. Now you're here for one more goal, and that goal is to put a ring on your finger. That goal is to compete for a championship. You're here for another 9 days. You might as well. You put all this time in, all this energy. You work your tail off. Now you've got a chance to do something special. It's something you'll remember for the rest of your life. So get after it and have fun, and this is what it's all about. And yes, it's never easy getting to this point. Every team is ready to go. There's a lot of teams more rested than others, more hotter than others. But I'll tell you what, this team has the character now and what it needs to make a serious run at this championship. I'm really confident that this group will have a good opportunity to fight through this playoff run.
Well, thanks, Chuck. I know you have a tremendous amount of respect for these players. I know they have a tremendous amount of respect for you. They're going to fight hard and do all they can to get that championship. That'll do it for the front office report here at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next here on the NECBO Broadcast Network.